Hello, everyone. Three topics drivers should never discuss with passengers, in my opinion. First topic is politics. Politics. Now, personally, I have no issue with it. However, this is not about me. I say politics for, as you all know, for the majority, politics ruin relationships, specifically with family members, with friends that have been friends for a great deal of time. And a passenger that's in your car, they're not a friend, they're not a family member. In turn, as stated in prior videos, the rideshare policy does not favor the driver as it pertains to complaints from the client slash passenger. So just imagine that you are driving and you have a client that gets in the car. You pull off, and the client says, "Wow, it's a lot of people at those polls. So who you gonna vote for?" Now, and you're not thinking much about it because you're like, "Hey, this is a person. I'm a person. I'm in the United States. Everything should be cool." So let's say you told him you voting for Kamala. I could be pronouncing it wrong. Forgive me. And the passenger in the back is a Trump supporter. That alone, just that, like nothing even has to be said after that. But by the time the ride comes to a conclusion and the passenger gets out the back seat, they can leave a negative comment due to your political thoughts. And I'm sure you may think like, nah, it's not gonna be no big deal. It's not a big deal until you get an email from the rideshare app. They don't even gotta go as far as deactivating your account, which a high chance that'll happen if that client was to make a negative comment about you just for the fact that you voted blue. That would be wow. And you as the driver, you have something to lose because it's a source of income. It's helping you or it's helping your family. So I would just say stay the hell away from it. Unless there is one caveat if it's brought up to you. Now, this really happened. I had a client hop in my vehicle and I'm driving her through Fort Worth, and it's a black lady, um, and she says, "You're voting for," and yes, I'm not going to say the individual because you all people out there take politics way too serious. So I'm like, I crack a smile. I was like, "Oh yeah, definitely, definitely," and I gave my reasons. And guess what? She was like, she could just felt that, and then come to find out, she was voting for the same individual. I know, right? Now that's not that's in that situation, politics can be discussed. Why? Because in my situation, which is not the norm, it's probably the exception to the rule, she brought it up to me. She stated the one individual who I voted for. There was no judgment. There was no I'm better than her. She better than me. And just come to find out, it was the same individual. So it was cool, but I would have never brought it up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have never brought it up. The next thing is religion. Never discuss that with a passenger. mainly outside of the obvious fact that the passenger don't if they don't get down with your religion, meaning they're not supportive of your religion or they believe differently, it can just make for a slow ride, even if you're driving fast. And it's not that anything is wrong with religion or either said religion. It just has such a pull on enough individuals that you all can start off in the vehicle talking as you're driving the passenger where he or she needs to be, and the religion part come up, and the conversation can get uncomfortable. You know when a conversation gets uncomfortable, and then like 3 minutes later, one party tries to say, "Hey, I wasn't offended by what you said," and you played a good part, but you all both know either one party was offended or both parties were offended. And again, as the driver, you had something to lose. And quiet is kept from me being the driver, and I've been a passenger before. But the driver for the rideshare app, he or her has more to lose. The passenger doesn't have anything to lose. For the simple fact, the passenger can make a comment or complain to the rideshare app. In the rideshare application, they not caring about what the driver got to say. In fact, they're not even trying to hear what the driver got to say. Again, they're going to just deactivate your account. You have to fight to get your account back via conversing with them or taking a class, you know, a driving class, and it'll cost you $50. At least that was at the time. That way, just to avoid all of that, i.e., the politics of it. I know, right? Go figure. To avoid the politics of it, just don't say anything at all. Now, lastly, the topic that you should avoid conversing about with the passenger is sex. And the reason being, even though that's how we got here, well, not all of us. All of us didn't come here that way. Most of us did, like 99.3% of people. Some women could have went to a sperm doctor, but neither here or there. If they like it, I love it. No judgment. But it could just so much can go wrong. It could be and this not even got to do with the gender thing. It could be a woman talking to another woman about sex, and let's say the woman's a passenger, and the lady in the back find her to be desirable, but the woman in the front is heterosexual, and the woman in the back is a lesbian, and you know the lady in the back talking to the driver could try to bring her towards the rainbow, and let's say, which is a high chance to happen, the lady driver, in so many words, let her know that she's strictly about the Johnson. Again, that alone could make it a unsmooth commute, and it could turn worse for the lady driver, you know, because that lesbian in the back seat could take it as, oh, she too good to be with a lesbian. I mean, I'm a lesbian lover myself, but this ain't about me. This is about the lesbian driver in this example and the lesbian in the backseat. The heterosexual woman is driving for the rideshare app, and the lesbian woman in the back. They don't bring it up because it can just go left real quick for the driver. Let's do it on the other way. Let's say it's a heterosexual man and a heterosexual woman, and let's say let's say somehow sex arises and the woman in the back, the client slash passenger, finds the male driver to be desirable, and but the man that's driving finds the woman to be a booger wolf or facially challenged or undesirable. Let's just say, for example, I'm not saying that this is true. I'm not saying this is accurate. And the male driver, he lets her know in a professional manner that he don't want nothing to do with her in a physical way. He may say, "Hey, I'm married." He may say, "I'm in a relationship," or he may just say, "I don't mix business with pleasure." One of those three things. Now, let's say this woman in the back seat is offended. This client slash passenger. She can reach out to the rideshare app and get you deactivated. And it's not the way she reached out, because most individuals, they just go into the app to talk to the customer service people. See, she can write to the company. And when you write to the company, they take that way, way more serious. And what is the company going to do when they receive that letter? They're going to deactivate your account. Deactivate your account as soon as possible. If I had a bet, I would bet $50 that they're not even going to reach out to that male driver just to see his side of the story. And that is criminal on many levels. But again, these are the three topics that the driver should not discuss with the passenger. Just keep business business. So many other things to discuss as you get your client slash passenger to where they need to be. So click the link below and go and purchase my book, Memoir of a Former Rideshare Driver. Share it with a friend. Get it for a family member. And if not, get it for an enemy. Because if you get it for the enemy, it's a high chance that you all can become associates or become friends. And depending on the nature of the relationship, you all can become lovers. So like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.